Welcome back to my booktube channel, my rogue readers. Your bubbly host, Erin Rogoff, is back. Not that I ever left, of course. If you have seen parts 1 and 2 of the book review series for The Wildlands by Paul Greci, then this is the place to be. Just so you know, there will be a few spoilers in my video, but hopefully you will enjoy this video all the same. I have a few notes here because there is a lot to talk about in this book, and I wanted to get to almost every aspect of part 3 of The Wildlands. So, let's begin. Where we left off. Dylan and Mike led Travis and Jess, Tam and Max to a geological fissure. So Dylan may have pushed Mike off the fissure cliff, but then Dylan disappeared. Where did he go? We do not know. Travis and his friends climbed out of the fissure and searched for any signs of Dylan and found nothing. So perhaps is Dylan dead? We really don't know. So that's the confusing part. And then Travis and Tam spot one of their survival packs in a sinkhole, so they do what they must to get it back. And then they find a map that Dylan drew up, which marked cache spots and town ruins. So the question is asked, do Travis and his friends trust the markings on a map from a lunatic killer, or do they strike out on their own? So that's confusing. What's happening to Travis and Jess and their friends in part 3 of The Wildlands? Travis and Jess and their friends are mildly trusting Dylan's map that could lead them to cache spots, but when Tam and Max show doubt, Jess begins to doubt herself as well until Travis says that he thinks she is the strongest one of their group. Why is that? Because she's only 10 years old and dealing with all of this stuff, so this is a huge burden on a child. But Jess is rocking it. She is owning it. She is so strong, and a lot of people consider her whiny and very childish, but that's what she is. She is a child. Not that all children are whiny, but I see more good than more irritants in Jess. So I love her as a character, and I love her camaraderie with Travis, who is her older brother, and who protects her above all else. I just love that. So Travis and Jess are separated from Tam and Max, and they now have to survive on their own. Please tell me they all find each other again, because I probably couldn't deal with anything if they didn't reunite, because that is what I've been waiting for since they were separated from Tam and Max. I can't. Travis and Jess then meet up with elderly sisters, Ellen and Wendy, who are actually very good people, and they did help Travis and Jess in a huge way. They gave Travis and Jess food and water and shelter. They helped Travis with finding his way around on the map, and they checked Jess for a concussion after the accident in the river, and they found out that Jess is going to be totally okay, so yay. And then they told Travis not to stay with them for long. They couldn't feed them forever, which they wished they could do, and they want Travis and Jess to actually live, not just linger behind with them. So it's a beautiful and touching scene in my own personal opinion, but it's up to you to decide that as well. What did I like about part 3 of The Wildlands? There's actually a lot, but I'm only going to get to 3 points with one subsection. There is mention of a love from camaraderie tale between Travis and Tam, so if there is ever a sequel, I would absolutely love to find out more about their blossoming romance. Also, what is their shipping name? Is it Tram or Tamvis? What do you think? Like this video if you ship Tram, and comment if you ship Tamvis. Okay, my rogues? Thank you, because I would love to know what to call these teenagers' shipping name, just because I ship them so hard. Another thing that I actually liked is how Dylan isn't necessarily a part of the group anymore, because he technically abandoned them or he died, so either way he disappeared, and I'm very happy that he is no longer there because I didn't trust him from the get-go, and I really didn't like his character, but that is also something good about Paul Greci, because he was able to make me hate a character so much, which is a sign of a great author. And if you ask me, Paul Greci, he is a great author. Another thing that I really liked is when Ellen and Wendy were following Travis and Jess across the river. Not that they actually crossed the river, but I'll get to what I mean in a sec. They cared for a child without even knowing her name. They knew that Jess was a little kid, and they decided, okay, we are going to give this child and whoever is protecting them food and water and shelter out of the goodness of their own hearts, even without knowing Travis and Jess's names. That's like a faith in humanity restored sort of moment. What did I dislike about The Wildlands Part 3? Travis and Jess didn't immediately find Tam and Max after crossing the river, so that had me very anxious. Like, oh my gosh, are they actually going to meet again, or is their story completely done? Because there is so much that is unfinished between them. Travis still needs to tell Tam that he is falling in love with her, and she needs to admit her own feelings too, because Jess implied that Tam does care for Travis, so I definitely want them to get together. About that, I did skip ahead to find out if they do get together, so on the last page, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I am very happy. But there also is an open-ended ending for this book, so there could be a sequel, which I am really hoping for. Other than that, there is almost nothing that I didn't like about the book, which I enjoyed. And I'm not even joking about that. And now about reviews. There are so many reviews for this book that I have found that are from other authors and from just other people on Goodreads, so I'm going to read 3 of them on my list. Dale rates the book 5 stars. This is a great book and one that young adult males will like. One of the few new books with a teen male as a narrator, but also has strong female characters. I am all for that. I am all for strong female characters because they give off the vibe of, I'm so strong, I don't need a man. Oh, look, there's a man, but I'm actually falling in love with him on an equal level. I love that sort of aspect, so this book does have that. So I totally agree with Dale. Another review is from Katie, also 5 stars. So good. I fell in love with one of the main characters, and the ending is perfectly set up for a sequel, so there better be one. I must know what happens to the lovebirds. I totally agree with Katie as well, because I definitely want to know what happens with Travis and Tam. I need to know if they become boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know what's going to happen, but all I know is the spoiler, which I am implying but not actually giving away. And then the third and final review I'm going to state in this video is from Steve. He rates the book 4 stars. The Wildlands is one of the best young adult wilderness novels I've read. Once things kick off, it hardly ever lets up as Travis and his sister Jess and their companions cross a devastated Alaska in search of a safe place to live, and through this they become a family of their own. I have to say, I love this book so much. I would probably say that it is one of my favorite books that I have read this year, and even though that number is very little, I still mean it in a huge sense. So anyway, that is all for today. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button to show some support, subscribe to my booktube channel to get more videos like this, turn those notifications on to be notified when I have a brand new video uploaded, keep on reading, and have a great day, everyone!